we want to welcome everybody here.
Everything all at once?
Everything all at once.
It's honestly a sensation.
Aliens listen to it.
Excited to hear Tony's opinion on.
Welcome, everybody. We are here, and we're happy to celebrate Valentine's Day with you with another amazing Am I the Asshole episode of Everything at Once. Today we have two loyal members of the Everything at Once house band. Matthew Crays, internationally known. And Stephen Hollis.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. We're super excited. Steve, I want to personally apologize to you because I know that you were expecting us to have Valentine's Day decorations down here.
You
and
missed the mark, bro.
We don't. Yeah, I know.
Drop the ball. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's fine. We have fancy cups for.
I got you guys fancy cups for espresso, though, so at least. Oh,
I killed mine.
Matt drank all his. That's all right.
Yeah.
Steve still has a little bit. I think Steve's has actually been empty for a while, and he just likes to hold
He
it.
likes the aesthetic.
He likes the sound of the teacup hitting the saucer.
It's nice. It's very classy.
That's some ASMR for you.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
We're very classy around here. So, are you guys excited for Valentine's Day? You got a special man, woman, lady in your life?
Yeah, I'll be celebrating 10 years with my partner.
Oh my God.
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
That's a really long time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's a really long
big
time.
deal.
Yeah,
And once this episode airs, maybe pick up another partner too.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Love triangle.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's get to it. The way this works is me and Celinda and Steve have been scrolling through the annals of the.
You almost said it.
I was really close, right? We've been scrolling the annals of the Am I the Asshole subreddit on Reddit. So thank you.
Nice.
Thank you all the people on Reddit who have been contributing to the Am I the Asshole page there. There's some amazing things. Everybody should probably go on and check it out and entertain yourself a little bit. It's my preferred social media source, Reddit. It's where all the
Reddit, social media. Reddit is social media.
It's absolutely social media.
Yeah.
And it's got all of the classiest content on there.
Yeah.
Which is what I really look for.
I won't
a
ever
word for
forget
it.
the time I worked at Barnes & Noble. I had a person call Barnes & Noble just to ask if Reddit was a good source for scientific information.
Hey now.
That is
you had the
true.
right answer, didn't you?
Did you tell her yes?
I told them probably not.
Well,
But,
So you lied to that woman.
who
Yeah.
knows what happened after we got off that phone call.
I'm sure regardless of whether or not you told her it was good or bad, she's just going to go with what she wants to believe anyway, which is
Right.
that it's an excellent source for
Exactly,
scientific.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Had to call a random bookstore to ask, though. That was the only reason that they called. They literally just called to ask if Reddit was a good source of scientific information.
Like,
I wish I had been on the other side of the phone call because I would not have handled myself with grace.
I was
promise you.
confused. I was very confused.
Yeah, if you're calling the book, I feel like the bookstore would be my place to go. Like, I feel like the bookstore.
Right.
If you need
assume-
information,
Yeah, they would know that
Right.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right.
Like, should I come to you at a
Like,
bookstore,
should I
or
go
should
to
I
the bookstore
read
for scientific
Reddit?
information, or should I use Reddit?
Call and ask.
Just
The
a
woman
double check.
behind the counter at the bookstore.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love everything about that situation.
Yeah.
That was good. I won't ever forget it.
I would have liked it better if the person was in person and they got a book and they were like, I really didn't want to buy this book. I was reading something on Reddit and I just wanted to accept that as fact.
Right.
But I thought that books were important, so I wanted to support
Well, they clearly
paper
didn't
books.
think books were important. They thought Reddit was more important.
I wonder
Yeah.
if that woman ever came into the bookstore.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
have
That
no
person
idea.
Right.
definitely never read a book in their entire life. All right, you guys ready for this?
I was born ready, baby.
Okay, I'm going to read my first one.
Okay.
I think it's right here.
Thither.
Okay. Am I the asshole for visiting my late husband's grave on Valentine's Day? Hi, first time poster here. 37, female. Lost my husband in 2014. It was very unexpected. We were together since high school and had a daughter, 15, female. It took a long time to accept his death and move on, but I did, and I've been in a new relationship for 3 years now. My boyfriend, 38, male, is amazing. and I love him. He gets along with my daughter super well, which is obviously important to me. The drama is we've recently been arguing about the fact that I have a few photos of my late husband around the house. He said it makes him uncomfortable to constantly see the man I was married to. I have a table in the living room where I have a bunch of memorial type things. It has a bunch of photos, frames of my late husband, as well as candles. I came home from work 2 weeks ago and saw that my boyfriend took all the photos off the table and stashed them in a drawer. It caused a massive argument. He told me he did it because it made him feel like a guest in his own home. I told him it's fucked up to be insecure over a man who isn't even alive, but he believes his feelings are completely valid. My late husband's birthday is the 14th of February, and every year I go to visit his grave with my daughter, but this year my boyfriend got irritated over it. He told me he wanted to spend the entire day with me, but instead I went to look at a gravestone. Apparently, I ruined Valentine's Day. I was furious. I asked him why he suddenly had an issue with my late husband, and he said it's because he was planning on proposing to me, but he can't anymore because he believes I'm still caught up on my husband. I ended up calling him a C word. This is Reddit here, so this person was very considerate to like put a star in or a couple stars and just have the C. Right. But I think we can all imagine what she said. And he angrily left the house and hasn't been back since. Am I the asshole?
Good riddance.
Yeah, see, break up immediately.
Do you think that's the move?
Dodged a fucking bullet there. He left.
Good. Yeah?
Less work than... Yeah, seriously.
There were so many red flags.
Oh my God.
There was a lot.
That was surprising.
Like a field
like,
of red flags.
You want to take your daughter to her father's grave on his birthday? You bitch.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up, right? See,
What?
How dare you have a photo of somebody that you loved dearly for years and then died?
Right.
yeah, that you
How dare you?
loved enough
Right.
to get married to, that you were together
And that
with
you had-
since
And
you
you
were
made a
15 years
child
old.
with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And you have a
my
The
child.
nerve.
The nerve that you would want to remember that person at all. Wow.
It's outrageous. I can't believe it.
I'm here now, baby.
Right.
Like,
I'm the
forget
only one
this
that
other
has.
stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Forget that old relationship. Forget your old like you're not allowed to memorialize anybody who's ever died in your life. You need to
Right.
immediately just forget and stuff it way deep down
Yeah.
inside, like a
That's
modern
over.
human does.
Let it go.
Yeah, just stuff that deep into your stomach and never let it out again.
It's like,
Oh my God.
Your daughter, I'm her new dad now.
Right.
Her old dad doesn't matter, didn't exist. I'm the new dad.
Yeah.
it's like getting a new puppy when the other dog dies. It's
Right.
Like, oh, don't bring up the old puppy. The kid will get sad.
Yeah.
Right. I can't believe that like he left over this.
I mean, I can.
I guess I can.
I can 100% believe that dude, given that situation, left. But like, good riddance.
Right.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Him
for
doing
sure.
it really is pretty.
Like, whoever that woman
Ridiculous.
is, please wash your
Like
hands
the
of that.
deep insecurity that this man has.
Oh.
What?
Exactly.
You're
Over somebody
jealous over a man who is dead. He's like, I could understand if they were divorced. And she's like, I'm gonna put
Go
up
visit.
pictures of
Right,
my
yeah.
divorced husband. Then that would be a concern. But like, he's literally dead, bro. Like,
Yeah.
calm down.
I'd say the consensus is she is the asshole. I think so.
That
Oh, yeah.
she is the asshole?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, actually, I think she might be the asshole.
I don't
Right.
think there's any.
I think she might
He's
be
the
the
asshole for grieving and having feelings.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Honestly.
the thing is that she should respect her boyfriend's
Right.
wishes.
Her current man.
Or wait, maybe the kid is the asshole in the situation.
I mean, they
Hey.
usually are.
Usually it is the kid's fault because I feel like
Most times kids are assholes.
you could really just like forget the husband, but the kid needing to remember her father is really the situation here.
Yeah.
Like sounds like she's moved on, but this 15-year-old child needs to just
She needs to just forget about her dad.
move on from
She has a
her
new
biological
dad.
father. Yeah.
She has a new dad.
The
Why
new
does she
dad's-
need the old one?
He's been
Yeah.
replaced.
The new one's way better too. Really easy to tell. Want to know why? Because he's alive.
Right. Yeah.
What's your
Dad
old dad
2.0.
gonna do for you?
Right,
He
what
went
has he
out-
done for you lately?
This dad ended up going out for milk and
And never came
back.
back. Yeah. And then we just put pictures around the walls for him. Dang it.
Yeah. Okay, so my judgment is that this lady is not the asshole.
Yes,
it's
she
her
is not the asshole.
horrible boyfriend.
Do you think you take him back at that point,
No.
though?
I would never take
If he
Absolutely
comes back,
not.
if he's like, shows back up at the house that he was living at or whatever, and he's like, oh,
As soon as
I'm
he-
over it now.
Back.
I'm back.
As soon as he put
Those
those
pictures better still be away.
in a drawer, I'd be like, get out. Get out. I don't ever
Yeah,
want to see you
see, like
again.
my whole thing is like, yeah, he definitely has some insecurity issues, and like, listen, I get it. Like, as a man, I want to know that I'm providing and that my family loves me, but they also have a history with
Right.
another person.
Right.
Their life didn't start existing when I came
Right,
around.
right. Like, the father of my child, you know, is, and obviously he's going to be a part of that child's life in some capacity
Forever.
right?
And it's not like he was just like it was a brand newborn baby. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
this
That
child
child spent
remembers
years.
their father.
Yeah.
13, like, for sure. And like the fact that he's able to be friends with the child and like live in the home with the mother should be enough. Like, no matter whose face is in a picture, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, he's
I
the
thought
asshole.
I thought
in
it
this
was
situation.
funny that he told her that she was making him feel like his feelings weren't valid when that is like exactly what he was doing to her. He was basically telling her that like your feelings of grief and like previous love for this person are completely invalid. And
Especially
you need to
making
ignore
like
them.
the actual gesture of taking the picture
Right.
down while she was gone.
Let's take one look at it from the guy's perspective, though. So Linda absolutely refuses to acknowledge his feelings are invalid to him. But like,
I mean, his feelings are valid. They're just wrong.
I feel
Correct.
right.
I agree.
So, as a man, if I'm going into a new relationship with pictures of her old husband around, I feel like that would be slightly uncomfortable.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
Facebook exists, right? I mean, I guess, so thinking about it like this is like, if I went into a relationship, I understand that I'm not the first person that whatever person that I'm with has been with before.
Right.
So
Sure.
it's like, that's kind of like going through and torturing yourself by Facebook stalking somebody. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
you're-
Like, take that picture down.
The Facebook stalking is like a choice that you do, though.
Right.
Having them hung in your
Around
house,
your house, yeah.
that you're looking at all the time. I mean, I understand it being a little uncomfortable. I don't think it justifies his behavior or his actions of putting them away. But I do feel like if I was coming into that situation, I would have to practice a little bit of acceptance and understanding and compassion and empathy for this person, because it would make me feel a little on edge. And I'm not saying that's like a deal breaker or like non-negotiable for me or anything like that, but I would say that would make me feel a little weird at the time.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, like, where is this man's compassion and empathy?
Oh,
That's my
yeah.
question.
I mean,
Yeah.
clearly
You
he
know?
is not practicing those principles at all. Instead, he's just like hiding the pictures and complaining
Right.
and then leaving.
making-
Right, and then
worse,
he's
really.
saying he's like, you can't go visit his grave on Valentine's
Yeah, we haven't
Day,
even
on
talked
his
about
birthday.
that yet. Like,
yeah.
so the whole idea behind this one is that, am I the asshole for visiting my husband's grave at Valentine's?
Right.
on his birthday.
No, man,
It's
you are
it just
not.
happens to be on
It's-
Valentine's
yeah.
Day.
Yes.
Like that's his
Like-
birthday, and
Right, celebrate tomorrow. Like,
Right.
or the day
Right.
before.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just a date. Like,
So
it's-
the fact that he's like, you shouldn't be doing that, and
You
I'm mad.
ruined the whole
I'm
day.
mad at you for doing that.
Because Valentine's
Like,
Day
get
is such a
outta here.
huge fucking holiday, too.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Most
It-
important holiday of the year.
Right. And you've ruined it.
Tony.
I know.
Isn't it funny how humans like just have like specific dates set for like celebrations and events, and we just hold our egos to that day, and it's like
Right.
all these expectations like
Right.
Yeah.
put up to like, and it causes situations like this. It's hilarious
Right.
if you think about
Reddit's
it.
And-
filled with Valentine's Day stories.
And you know what? Like, I bet you he's really upset about the Valentine's Day that he was going to sit and probably watch TV and maybe go to dinner with his wife and daughter that night. Like,
Right.
like it wasn't like a normal day that
Right.
you just go out to dinner or
Like,
whatever.
I had a family vacation planned.
Yeah, I had some
Right.
big thing, you know what I mean, going on.
I was gonna plan a flash mob for you, and you are going to the cemetery
yeah,
instead.
I already paid
So-
all the dance dancers that were going to show up
100 people are going to show up at Wegmans,
to flash mob.
and you're not even there.
They did
You're
say
at the grave of
that
your-
he was planning to propose. So there is that.
Right.
Well,
No, he's using that.
I
as a,
feel
a
like he was
bargaining
using
token.
that,
Yes.
like against her to
he
be like,
wasn't
well,
going to
this
actually
is
propose.
this is
He
why
might have been
I'm being
thinking
an
about
asshole
it.
now. Yeah, he might have been thinking about
But
it, but it
he's
doesn't
using that
sound
as a
like
tactic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's-
doesn't sound like he was planning to do it on that day.
I learned that at a very early age in early relationships that you just make up stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah,
you make
to-
them
to
feel
get
guilty.
Way to get them
Yeah.
to feel guilty.
Right. Yeah.
Classic gaslighting.
Classic.
So I think this is one of the few times in Am I the Asshole history where we're all in agreement that this
It's a
woman
unanimous decision.
is
Yeah.
not the asshole.
the
She's
asshole.
not the asshole.
Right. If you're listening,
Lady.
Yeah.
good riddance.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
you're way better off without this.
We want an
And-
update.
And we're sure you're listening out there because everybody listens to this podcast.
Right.
Everything at One Studios.
Everything at Once Studios. This is the
That's
Everything
insane.
at Once podcast. Dude, also, by the way, if anybody out there is listening, you should give us a review on Facebook because we don't have any at all.
Do it.
Somebody do it. I will be. You can come on the
I'll
next
fix
Am
that
I
right
the
now.
Asshole?
Hey.
Ooh, look at him go.
On air.
On air.
On air. It's
All right. So are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I really want to read this one.
All right.
Heyo.
Hit us, Celinda. Give us the
Okay.
details.
Juicy deeds.
Am I the asshole for spending Valentine's Day at the gym instead of with my girlfriend?
It's going to be juicy.
This sounds good.
Hey.
I am a guy who has a committed workout routine, and I go the same 5 days a week, and my girlfriend knows this. I never skip a workout, and the only reason I would ever miss a scheduled workout is if there was some sort of family emergency. Anyways, my girlfriend and I have been together for 10 months, and this is our first Valentine's Day together as a couple. I guess she expected that we'd be spending it together, but when I told her I can't hang out because I have to go to the gym, she got very upset and said that I can afford to miss a day of the gym for this special occasion. I let her know that the gym is incredibly important to me, and I treat it as a mandatory part of my life that I must do. Just like waking up and going to work in the morning. I didn't think it was a big deal at the time, but she isn't returning my calls or my texts, so I think she's pretty pissed off. Am I the asshole? Now there's some edits that have been added to this from
Okay.
the original post.
All right.
Edit number 1. People are asking why I couldn't find time for both, including my commute time. I work from about 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every weekday, and including commute time, the gym takes up from 6:45 to 9 p.m. I needed to wake up at 6 a.m. the next morning, and she lives about a half hour away, so there wouldn't have been much time to have a real date night. Edit number 2. I take night classes the other 2 days a week. I don't go to the gym, so I couldn't simply move my workout to another day. Edit number 3. I told her I would be happy to spend either tonight or any day this weekend with her to make up for missing Valentine's Day with her, but she still doesn't find that acceptable. I told her this at the same time I told her I would not be able to spend Valentine's Day with her. Edit number 4.
Oh my God.
A lot of justification.
So apparently, I'm the asshole. No wonder there are so many obese turds out there.
Triggered.
This is the last one. Edit number 5.
Wow.
My girlfriend finally returned my calls, and I asked to meet her so that we could talk this out. I informed her that I am not willing to miss going to the gym when I have a set structured schedule and that the gym is my number 1 priority.
Wow.
She said she was not okay with this, so we decided to break up.
Wow.
Heyo.
So those edits are clearly just this guy receiving tons of feedback from Reddit.
Feedback. Yeah.
That he is clearly the asshole in this situation. But as a gym bro,
Right.
I am gonna advocate for my boy here and say that the gym is very, very important. And clearly, this guy, I'm gonna guess that he's like a juiced out muscle freak.
I was going to say.
Freak beast
He's
at the
gotta be
gym.
spending like 3 hours a day at the gym.
5 days a week.
5 days.
Yeah, 6:45 to 9 p.m.
Just
yeah.
so
Gotta make
everybody
those
knows,
gains, bro.
me and Matt are both gym bros. We go pretty regularly.
Yes, we do.
We work out together on Monday mornings, and we only do chest because that is the most important muscle group there is.
For the guys.
It's for the bros.
It's for the bros.
because the ladies. First off, this guy's messed up there because he doesn't realize that the ladies don't care about you being a juiced up, muscle bound freak.
Seriously.
They
Oh,
like
clearly.
dad bods. They're into dad bods, so you don't have to go to the gym. You can just drink beer and eat chicken wings, and the ladies don't care. The only person you're impressing with all those muscles is the other bros at the gym.
Right. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
That's what I know.
Very important to him. It's his number one priority.
It's his number one.
Number
priority.
one. It's got to be top of the
to
list,
impress
baby.
the bros, and he doesn't care about his girlfriend. So
First off, if he's busy like every night, how does he have a girlfriend anyway?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you fit in time? Right. If you're going to the gym 5 days a week, the other 2 nights a week you're going to school,
right.
and you work 5 days a week from what do you say 6:30? Well,
7 to 6:30.
7 to 6:30,
Yeah.
right? And his commute, like, dude, you ain't got time.
Right.
Work on them gains,
Why
bro.
did
Yeah,
you
focus on the
even-
grains. At least he
Yeah.
realizes what's really important.
Yeah,
and it's
at
obviously
least.
not his girlfriend. It is making gains at the gym.
I think society's the asshole here.
Well, the society is full of obese turds, according to him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Right.
That checks out.
Who would rather spend time with their girlfriend?
Then at the gym.
Yeah.
Who needs human connection
Right.
when we have the mirror?
Exactly.
And the gym.
And the
Yeah.
gym machines and stuff.
All I can imagine is this like huge lunk.
A little bit closer to the mic.
All I can imagine is this huge lunk of a man typing away at a keyboard after shooting up his roids,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
freaking out, like all of these like edits,
All these edits.
like
yeah.
so many justifications.
This guy is so invested into like other people's opinion of him just from going to the gym and having to be a massive super freak muscle bound monster and having to put all these edits in. Like clearly he's very worried about what other people think about him and him not being the asshole.
Like obviously women are not really a huge priority. He stated it, right?
Right.
His
number
gym.
one priority is the gym, and that he stated that very clearly.
Number one.
So like, but my first thought was like, bro, do some yoga with your girl. You know, like you're
Right.
still working on your body.
Or take
Not
her to
really,
the gym
though.
with you. Like,
It's not the same, Steve.
See, this guy probably also
You need some
like
flexibility with all them muscles. I'm just putting it out there. Like,
true.
like PSA, like y'all need to like reel it in a bit, like y'all lunks, and like get some flexibility because it's gonna work out for you really well later. Trust me.
Right. The flexibility is what will impress the ladies. Muscles will impress the bros, but flexibility will impress the ladies.
it's
Boom.
true.
Wow.
And,
Mic
but
drop.
I think this guy probably puts a lot of time into this. I bet you he meal preps like all day on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Chicken and rice
That's
every
it.
day,
That's
dog.
probably all he
That's
eats. And
I had a friend growing up that did bodybuilding and stuff, and he would have a fanny pack with chicken, and at certain
What?
times his alarm would go off, and he'd be like, "Oh, time to eat." Munch.
He carried a fanny pack full of
chicken.
Yes.
I had that from my dog when I was training. I'm just gonna put it out
like
there.
a fanny pack of chicken. That's a lot of
That's
dedication.
dedication.
I mean, it is this
Yeah.
man's number one priority.
Right.
To be this super juiced
Did
out
he have a
muscle bound
girlfriend
freak.
though?
He did have
I
a
don't know.
girlfriend.
I don't know at the time. I can't remember.
Probably didn't have time.
Probably not,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say that's probably no then.
And the amount of time that he's spending at the gym seems obnoxious to me.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
it seems
that's a
like
bit much.
so much.
I go to the gym
and-
for like maybe an hour at the most.
Yeah, like an hour,
Right.
3-4 days a week. Like that's manageable, you know. And it's like anything beyond that, I feel is like very unhealthy for your body. Cause like I don't know.
Your body needs
like,
rest.
Your body
like
needs
if you're
rest.
trying to gain
I mean,
muscle.
I'm not the skinniest dude in the world, and like I would never like claim to be that. But like I just feel like putting that much strain on your body every day cannot be
Right.
that great for you.
Well, so I
want to see a picture of this dude.
I know.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, I do.
For the bros. The bros
yeah,
want to
for
see
the
a
bros.
picture, dude. Come on, put a picture in there.
So shout out to whoever wrote this Reddit, because like we need some pics.
Right. Yeah, he should have posted some
Post some
pics.
pictures, let us
Yeah.
know. That way we can show everybody and put the pictures on this episode.
It's just like this
episode.
roided out Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Just like
Yeah.
huge dude, like the Liver King.
On the,
Just, like, jacked out of his mind.
On the YouTube video, cut to this bro
Just
Right.
huge.
Just right now.
We will. In
Yeah.
post, we'll make that happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
If he sends us
if
a
he's got
picture.
like an 8-pack and like
Oh, he has
biceps
to.
the size of my head,
Working out like
you do you,
20
bro.
hours
You know,
a week.
It is
like
working.
you got to sustain that. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
For real, I feel like I might be. This might not be the crowd favorite or the audience favorite, but I'm siding with the bro.
I mean,
I knew you would. I knew you would.
I have
Saturdays
to.
for the boys, bro. I get it.
Saturdays for the boys.
I get it.
It
And
sounds like he doesn't even go to the gym on Saturdays.
I don't go to the gym on Saturdays.
He goes
Because
That's
Monday
for the
through
boys.
Friday.
It's for the boys.
We don't know his exact
That's-
work and school schedule though, so he might go to the gym.
That's where we
true.
show
I mean,
off our
he says
games.
5 days a
Yeah.
week, so I guess I just assume that's Monday
Right.
through
It
Friday.
might be sporadic, you know.
It might be. Well, he goes to school the other days. They don't have school on Saturday or Sunday, so I feel like,
You could have like
Hey, it could
weekend
be.
classes.
Well, it's night classes.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
You know,
Maybe.
2 days a week.
or like a community college. Or
I mean,
something.
I think that I'm gonna side with the bro too. You dodged a bullet there, buddy. You know your priorities.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what's most important to him, and he got into this relationship, and this girl clearly knows that he is like
he has
a
like an
jacked,
addiction
super
to the gym.
muscle-bound.
You chose
freak.
that
You
woman.
don't get like that without going to the gym.
Right. It's,
You know what I mean?
10 months ago, you thought he looked great.
But
Yeah,
literally,
Right.
that's probably what initially attracted you.
I'm gonna have to say sided with the girl, and like, there's two things, right? Like, obviously, yeah. So she's been with this guy for 10 months. She knows what he's all about, but. Like, at the end of the day, like, one day
One
is not
evening?
going to mess up your gains at all.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's just simply not true. First off, but,
Just make it up the next day.
But I understand.
Right.
I understand the sentiment there. I'm not saying that the girl is not in the right for like wanting this day with him, because she's
I agree.
probably worth it. You know what I mean? I feel like people can set expectations and like have boundaries and be like, well, I want to spend quality time with
Right,
you
she
on
clearly
Valentine's
doesn't
Day.
get any other time to spend with him. She's like, please, for the first
Right.
time in 10 months, can we spend one evening together? Since every single one of his evenings have been filled up this
You've
entire
been so
time.
busy. Can we just
Right.
make this special?
Right.
Right, I'm not saying that's wrong of her to ask, but I still got to side with the boy for staying to his commitment to being a super juiced out, muscle bound freak.
I agree.
This whole Reddit leaves something to be like desired, because like
What up,
I
Gideon?
feel like how did these people meet?
Right.
Was it at the bar?
It was on
I feel
Tinder.
like they
Was
had
it-
to have, yeah, either
was on
like
Tinder.
Tinder or the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I feel like she knew it was she was getting in bed with, you know, like
I mean, I
she
feel
made her
like
bed.
it would be a normal assumption to make that this person would take one evening off to spend Valentine's Day with you. I feel like that's an
It's not a crazy request.
It's an
isn't.
abnormal thing to do, to be like, no. I feel like that sounds like something an addict would do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
If you're at that point where you're spending 3 hours a day, 5 days a week at the gym, and you cannot miss
Right.
for
Right.
a special occasion,
Right.
like unless it's an emergency, somebody's dying
Right.
in the hospital, yeah,
Like that sounds like addiction to me, to be
sure does.
honest.
but
Absolutely.
he's also going to class. It seems like he's working. He has a functioning life.
right.
Right.
I think
He's a
that-
functioning
as
addict.
many addicts do.
Yeah, I think that doesn't make them an addict, though. I think that the difference is once you're want to be considered or to call yourself an addict, it has to be causing you problems, and this does not seem
It
like.
caused him to lose his girlfriend.
Right.
I would say that's a problem.
It doesn't seem
Wake up
that-
call.
It seems that they decided to break up in the
Right.
fifth one, is what he said.
Right, yeah.
So he's obviously defending his lifestyle.
They decided to
So,
break up
that may be
because
a
his
little bit
addiction
denial.
to
This isn't
the
the
gym.
one. Like, it wasn't meant to be.
His
needs
addiction to
another-
the gym is more important than his relationship. So
I got
That's why they had to break
nothing
up.
but respect
I figured.
for my fellow
Figured
gym
you
bro.
would. Anyways,
I'll
I
see
say
you
that he
Monday,
is the
Tony.
asshole.
Celinda says he's an asshole.
I
Steve
agree with
says he's an
Celinda.
asshole.
He's the asshole.
Me and Matt, the only two juiced out, muscle bound freaks here
Right.
that strictly do chest only at the gym because that's the most important muscle.
Strictly everyday chest.
Every day, every
I
day
also
only
love
chest.
doing chest day.
Well,
Yeah.
Steve,
It's part of my push, but like this guy, he needs a reality check for sure.
I'm not saying he's not delusional and not probably overly addicted, but I just got too much respect for the effort that he's putting into his physique.
But would you say
It's
for
not
real
easy.
that he's not the asshole?
Yes,
For real.
I'm 100% siding with the bros.
I'm just gonna agree to disagree because that is a very wrong and skewed answer.
I respect his, like, when you see these, I feel like people don't realize how much work goes in to have a body like mine or Matt's. And people need to have a little bit more respect for how much work goes into having, to being like physical perfection.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
So we can agree to disagree there, Steve. That's fine. You're allowed to think that he's an asshole. I think that he's a dedicated young man who's on the cusp of of physical greatness.
Right.
All right.
All right, Steve.
Steve, are you ready? Do you have yours?
Yes.
You're going to be our first ever guest that has brought an Am I the Asshole to the table for us. So congratulations to you,
All right.
Steve. Fine work.
All right.
Fine work. We're glad to see that you're dedicated to the show and willing to put the effort in and scroll through those annals of Reddit.
Is that what we're sticking with?
Is it annals? I thought it was.
No, it's annals.
It's annals.
It is annals. You're right.
Scrolling
Do not
through
let
the,
Steve fool you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrolling through the annals.
We'll see where
of Am I
Steve's-
the asshole? All right, here we go.
All right, hit us.
Am I the asshole for confronting a male neighbor for sending my wife a happy Valentine's Day text? My wife, 38 female, and I, 49 male, moved into our house in September 2018. Between us, we have 5 kids. 2 are elementary school age. With school in session, inevitably, the elementary boy eventually met a neighborhood kid, and they began playing regularly. Everyone goes to the same bus stop, so we eventually met the boy's father while waiting to do pickup from the bus. We would interact with all the parents, waiting, and this went on this way for some time. By the end of the year, the boys were exchanging sleepovers between the 2 houses. To facilitate, my wife and I exchanged numbers with the boy's dad. Mom is in the picture, but Dad is the primary neighbor guy that thinks he's all that, quote unquote. So we mostly see him out. Things rolled on normally into the new year, and then school resumed and the bus stop exchanges continued. On the morning of Valentine's Day 2019, my wife received a text from the boy's dad. It said, "Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have a great day." She was confused by the text, and as a matter of being cordial, instinctively responded with, "You too." She immediately told me about the text exchange, and we were both flabbergasted. We didn't know what to think or what to do. After a while of discussing, she constructed a response to first explain her response, then to explain for the original text. This man's response was, "Oh, sorry, I meant to send that to one of the other moms."
Dun, dun, dun.
So it seems this guy is macking on all the moms that would allow it. We felt that he targets new women in the neighborhood to see if they are game, quote unquote, then covers and moves on if they aren't. It would make for awkward encounters, so we decided the next time he comes by to pick up or drop off his son to play, we would pull him aside to discuss this transgression. A week or 2 passed and the boys were going to play at our house again. He showed up, dropped off the son, and the boys ran upstairs. We asked him to step aside for a minute. We explained our position to him and informed him that it made my wife uncomfortable and that it was completely inappropriate. He proceeded to inform us that he talks with lots of the moms in the neighborhood and that there is nothing wrong with it. He then continued to let me know how he works out all the time and used to be a firefighter, clearly attempting to unnerve me in some way. Just for information purposes, I am not a man of large stature. I ended the conversation by stating, "If you have any reason to reach out to us in the future, you can text me directly. Don't bother texting my wife." He left our house, and within a couple weeks, the boys were no longer playing together, and he started to be that douche neighbor guy at the bus stop. It wasn't long before he stopped coming to the bus stop altogether. Am I the asshole for confronting this guy and likely ruining my kids' friendship?
Ooh,
So,
no.
I think he's the asshole.
The husband?
The husband or the
The
neighbor?
husband.
For confronting the situation?
Yeah.
For not let...
First off,
Okay, go on.
First off, okay. I don't really see the harm in texting somebody a happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have a good day.
Okay.
I feel like that's not really a big deal to me personally. If somebody were to text Linda, happy Valentine's Day, have a good day.
You wouldn't be threatened.
I would not be the slightest bit worried about it. I would not need to confront him or try to get some sort of response to justify that, because I feel like that's a friendly thing to do. You know what I mean? Maybe that's because I mean, in the past, like, as we're kids or whatever, we give fucking Valentine's Day cards to everybody. You know, everybody in the class gets a Valentine's Day card. Everybody celebrates kind of Valentine's Day together. Everybody knows it. Everybody wishes each other a happy Valentine's Day. If I was seeing my people at work, the people I work with, wish them a happy Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable, and I don't think that they would really be concerned about that either.
I think so. As he was telling this story, I thought a couple things. One was that there were a lot of assumptions made by the couple that, like, yeah, like, he texted and then they assumed that, like, oh, well, he talks to all these, you know, he admitted that later on in the story that he talks
I feel
to
like
all
that's
the
like
moms,
kind of just scrambling.
but they're making an assumption that, like, he's trying to mac on them, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I can understand from his perspective how he can feel like they were ganging up on him or making assumptions about him when perhaps he was being just genuinely nice.
Right.
You know, I can totally see that. But thinking about it, like, if they exist within, like, a little society where it's like everybody talks about everybody and everybody knows each other's neighbors and stuff like that, where it's like that kind of Real Housewives shit happens all the time, I can see how confronting him would be the right decision. However, I'm with you. I wouldn't, if I had a significant other, I would not feel threatened if a neighbor guy whose kids play with my kids.
Yeah.
I would not feel threatened personally.
Can I give the female perspective
Yeah,
on
give us
this?
some hit us.
Because I
Please
think
do.
so.
We need
The wife went to the husband and was like, he sent me this text and it made me feel weird. Now, as a female, there have to be things happening up to that point where he's like acting a little sus, maybe a little too friendly, maybe a little too flirty, like nothing overt, but you're clearly getting the vibe from this man that, like, he's just being a little too much.
Like, there was lead up to that text.
Right.
Sure.
And so then him sending a happy Valentine's Day text, and it clearly made her so uncomfortable that she had to immediately go to her husband and be like, yeah, he sent me this text. And, like, you know, when we're at the bus stop, like, he stands a little bit too close to me. He puts his hand on my shoulder. He says these things to me, and it's like, you know, they're not overtly crossing the line, but they are tiptoeing right up to that line.
I know that sneakiness too.
Right.
Like, I
And, like,
know how
he's
that
clearly like, oh, I work out, I was a firefighter, and, like, I've known plenty of men like this in my life who are, like, they are good looking and they think that they can get away with whatever they want, that every single woman wants them, obviously. Look at how good I look.
He's been
I
going to
work
the
out
gym.
all the time. I'm a goddamn firefighter. What mom doesn't
an
want
Adonis.
this?
His first mistake, though, is not realizing that he's going to the gym for the bros.
Right, exactly.
The
You
ladies
should have
don't
been
care.
doing it for the husband, not for the
Exactly.
wife.
That's why you go to the gym. First off, guy.
But so I don't think that the husband is the asshole, because the as, like, a logical person, and maybe the wife is just crazy, which, you know, is another realm of possibility, but I mean, they sound like they're pretty normal people from this short post. Like,
Well, they are posting on Reddit, first off, so there's nothing normal.
yeah, I guess you're right. But,
There's a
like,
red flag right there.
coming at it from a logical perspective, like, she wouldn't have been made so uncomfortable by an innocuous text like that if there weren't preceding events.
Yeah, my whole thing is, like, is this lady actually maybe, like, into this guy, but she's, like, you know, gonna play on her husband's emotion.
She's conflicted about
as
it.
far as, like here, save me. You're Captain Save-A-Ho. Please help me. You know, because, like, I don't want to feel these feelings. You know, and,
another
like,
man.
you better confront him. Like, I can see that happening with some,
Yeah,
you know, with some
sure.
relationships, and, like, I feel like maybe she's the asshole in this situation for doing that. Obviously, it's not written in there, and like I have to like kind of pull.
It's okay.
Read
Right,
between
that's
the
the whole
lines.
point.
So like,
That's the whole point of this.
Wild
but like
assumptions
it
throughout
sounds
this
it sounds
Or
like
we're
she's
filling in the
manipulating
details.
all of this. Is like, oh yeah, you know, he's really close with me at the bus stop, and you know, and like the whole thing about like, you know, I work out, and like I feel like that part was like kind of blown up a bit, where it's like, you know, like, okay, yeah,
Clearly,
I can
this
see,
guy is being feels threatened.
yeah,
Right.
and like he's being
I am
backed into
short
a
in
corner
stature, or whatever
by
he
this
said.
couple
Right.
that
Small in stature.
like obviously they're like overreacting to a tiny text that said Happy Valentine's Day, you know,
Hope you have a good day.
right? And we've had a relationship like
For a
I
while.
would text all of my friends Happy Valentine's Day and Happy on
Right.
Valentine's Day. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably send a Valentine's Day text to both of you.
You
You
better
know?
not, Steve. I'm not getting into this with Celinda.
And I live in your neighborhood, so
Right.
better watch
Wow.
out. Better watch out, Celinda.
This guy also seems
I'm into
very
polyamory.
insecure to me. He like mentions that he's small, and like I feel like he's posting on Reddit, so he's probably a little bit of a weirdo or a nerd, and he's a small dude, and I bet you he's probably been like picked on by like big popular guys, and
I think he
Yeah.
should try to take some advice from the previous dude about going to the gym.
Right.
Like, you know, if he's small in stature, he's got some
Yeah.
work to do.
Right.
Yeah, like
Bulk up.
Yeah, or like I wonder if this guy like he also has a wife. They said, right?
Yeah.
He's also
Yeah.
married. Like, what if they're like swingers? You know,
Hey.
like
maybe they're cool with that.
get in
That's
with it,
like
dog.
the-
You know, like
That's the olive branch that they're
Yeah.
extending.
yeah, like
He's
it's
like, you
it's
could have
okay.
had this.
Yeah,
I feel like the fireman workout dude, their kids have been friends for a while now, so obviously you've been texting and communicating and probably had a few friendly interactions at this point, like
Right.
more than one, and all of a sudden it seems like to me opposite of what Celinda, I guess a little bit opposite of what Celinda's saying, that everything's been pretty cool, it seems like, up until this one Valentine's Day text. You know what I mean? If something was off about this guy, I feel like there would be some of that in this thing. Like, oh, he was always kind of creepy. He would always kind of do this or that, or make us feel uncomfortable, or say certain things.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because I feel like as a woman, if he's not being overt about it, like as a female, you're like, well, maybe he's just like a friendly person.
Right.
You're not necessarily
He's a
going to go to
firefighter,
your
dude. He's
husband.
America's hero.
You're not necessarily going to go to your husband because like this one dude's acting creepy towards you. Like also, like as a woman, you're used to men acting creepy towards you. You're not going to like talk about it every single time it happens.
Yeah.
Like you're just not.
society
And-
is the asshole, is what you're saying.
Right, society is the asshole, honestly. But I think that, you know, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, where she's like, okay, now this is weird. Like, this is the overt thing that I can finally, like, go to
How
my
is that
husband with.
overt?
That's what I'm saying. If there are things that have preceded up to that where she's, like, second guessing herself about, like, is this dude being creepy, or, like, is he trying to come on to me? And, you know, then it's like that text is finally like, okay, this seems weird. I can just understand it from a female perspective that like that would be the one thing that's finally like, okay, no, this is odd.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What about the kids in this situation? Those poor kids, first
Yeah,
off,
now
they
he
lost
lost
a
a
friendship.
friend.
Yeah,
But
in their neighborhood.
But they have zero, like, representation in this story other than they went upstairs or they were at the bus stop. What are those kids doing and telling their parents?
You know what? Those
That's my
parents would
question.
have had no interaction if it wasn't for the children. So I'm going
Right.
to say the children are the assholes.
As always, the kids. This comes down to the
Every
children.
time.
It always comes down to the children. But I think that this guy also is probably used to a certain level of attention from women.
Right.
He goes to the gym. He's America's hero. He's a freaking firefighter.
Right.
He
Used to be.
used to
Right,
be a
used
fire.
to be.
Well,
Back
still.
in his day.
Still.
Back in his
And he-
day.
Once a firefighter, always a firefighter.
That's
Exactly.
yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
I was a cadet. Like,
Steve, nobody even believes you when you say that.
I was.
But he's probably used to a certain level of attention and used to being friendly with women. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like there's anything particularly wrong with that. And that this guy is threatened, and maybe his wife is not used to getting attention from good-looking men as well. You know, maybe it's a unfamiliar situation with them, but me personally, I feel like this is just like a neighborly thing to do. You know, we talk, obviously, we've probably had a few chats while we're picking up the kids and whatnot. At least that's the way it was. My parents would always talk with their parents for a while. That was always cool when they would come inside, because then I'd get to play with my friend for like an extra half hour, 45 minutes, you know what I mean? So to me, I feel like this guy is the asshole for ruining his child's friendship. He has 5 kids. They're kind of excommunicated now from the neighborhood friend group. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The question is, am I the asshole for confronting this guy and likely ruining my kid's friendship?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, there is that, but.
And the kids need to have friends. You know, like if I didn't have my neighborhood friends.
That wasn't his only friend, though.
Right.
No, it did.
That, just had the one friend.
That was just the
one. Just the one.
He also says that he has 5 kids, and one of them made a friend.
I don't think he said he had 5 kids, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
In the beginning.
okay.
He says he has
Well,
5 friends.
then he has siblings. He can be friends with his siblings.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
More elementary.
They're all assholes.
How was that for you,
They're
Celinda?
children. I mean, that's just.
How was being friends with your sibling? Matt, you have a sibling as well.
Yes.
Were you guys close as children?
Yes, very close.
Celinda, were you close with your sister as a child?
No, I wasn't.
I have an older brother, and like it was on again, off again with that situation. Like,
So you need a ride or die that's not blood.
Right.
You know what I mean? As a child, to grow up to be a socially adjusted human being, I think. So really, I think that he not only is he costing his child his friendship, he's costing him his future as a functioning member of society, because
Right.
now he's going to be an outlier with no friends and, you know, stay in his parents' basement for the rest of his lives and host a podcast probably.
Thanks, Dad.
All because his dad and mom got a text
Got
saying,
offended.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. That's a crossing the line.
Woo!
Yeah.
nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bombs being
That's what
dropped
that
here.
was. Yeah.
And yeah, basically he's asking her to have sex with her at that point. I think that's really what we can all take from that message.
Get away from my wife!
I mean, that's what happened though.
Yeah, the husband
but
definitely.
I also am concerned because when they confronted him, he was like, "Oh, I meant to send that to somebody else."
I feel like that's a childish thing to do. Like, that's when we were like 13 and you'd like send a message on AIM and you'd be like, what would you do if I kissed you? And they're like, what? And you're like, oh, that was my friend.
That was
I just
somebody
sent
else.
that
I
message.
opened the wrong chat box.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, but to send that to somebody else.
He's trying to
Like,
cover his tracks.
That makes
Right.
me feel like he knew that it was
Right.
inappropriate.
It's what in 2019.
Well, she
Or
also
whatever this
responded
is.
with like a long text, apparently.
Well,
Long
no,
enough
she
text.
said you too,
You
and
too
then
was
she
the first
sent
one.
a
The
secondary
long text.
message after she
talking to
talked to her
Like,
husband.
why would
Yeah.
you say that?
Right.
So
But
then
and he's like, oh, I meant to send somebody else. So clearly he felt like what he was doing was wrong.
Or he felt like he knew that they were, for some reason, upset or jealous or angry about this. Or maybe he is like just, you know.
He's a creep.
He's inept at using his
He's
cell
an
phone.
asshole.
Or
That's
maybe-
my judgment.
Also, I don't think it's wrong if he sends that to other people too. Like I'd probably
There's
send that
nothing
message to like 10 different
inherent-
people.
There's nothing
Right.
inherently wrong with saying Happy Valentine's Day. I just think it's the events leading up to
He
that.
literally said,
The wild
send it
speculation.
to a bunch of the moms in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Just
Right.
the moms,
Just the
not
mom.
not the dads, because
Right.
that would be weird, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to text Matt Happy Valentine's Day on Valentine's
I'm
Day.
gonna text
Why
all
not?
3 of you Happy Valentine's Day.
offended.
I swear, like that's
Wow,
what's gonna
Tony.
happen.
I'm probably not going to text anybody Happy Valentine's
Well,
Day.
we'll see each other. We'll see
Other
each
than
other.
maybe my mom.
We'll see each other the morning before Valentine's Day.
Ooh,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
that's right.
You know what I mean?
In the gym doing chest,
For the
but
boys.
but I think he's the asshole. I think he ruined his child's friendship. He ruined their future. He ruined their whole life. He ruined their standing in the neighborhood, because it seems like everybody else in the neighborhood likes this firefighting, working out dude. So now he's gonna be like, wow, dude, I can't.
Including all the women.
I can't believe he's gonna tell everybody like, oh, the Joneses over there, they got all mad that I wished him happy birthday, and then everybody's gonna hate him. So he ruined his own friendship and standing in the neighborhood.
That's why you got to keep up with the Joneses, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he should Maybe he should have texted his wife back, Happy Valentine's Day. Or what if he sent screenshots like, look what your husband said to my wife, to his wife? How do you think it would have went then? I think that she would have been like, yeah, he probably texted everybody that.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh no.
He's a man whore,
I actually got that same message from him at the same time that day because he sent it out to 20 different people all at once.
I'm still on the train of like that husband and his wife are swingers, and like they're just trying to find one more.
They're trying to find another swinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's really
He pegged her.
a reason to end a friendship, though, or to ruin my son's friendship. If somebody's trying to, like, if we got swingers in the neighborhood, they're trying to swing or do their thing or whatever.
Right.
I don't think that's a reason for me to be like, stay away from my wife, unless I'm like super insecure about like my wife or myself or whoever.
Oh yeah, the
getting
husband
into
in
that, and I
this
don't want
situation
to.
is definitely insecure, but does that equate to being the asshole?
Yes.
Well, the husband would have never found out had the wife not.
Right,
went to him
yeah.
about it.
She's the
You know what I
one
mean?
that, like, started this whole situation.
So, like, I think
She-
the wife is the asshole in this situation.
Yeah. Right.
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
she should have just been like, okay, happy
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Right.
Big deal.
Like honestly, like, oh, cool. Yeah, I don't have to tell my husband about this.
Right.
It's none of his business to text me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's.
I feel like there's a little bit of business in who texts each other, but not enough for me to like
Well,
be
if
like,
you
who
don't
are you
go out of
texting
your-
on the phone or whatever.
If in the wife's situation, if you don't go out of your way to like, just be like, oh hey, you too, and then go about your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll see this guy at the bus stop again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You'll probably say hi.
Right, and he'll be creepy and stand too close
if
to
he
you
does-
and
but if-
put his
or
hand on
maybe-
your waist, and you're like, oh, well, you said you too to my happy Valentine's
Or
Day
maybe
text.
he'll bring you cookies that his wife made.
Mhm.
And he'll be like, hey, you want to come over later? My wife's at work. The house will be empty.
He didn't even get the chance to get to that point though.
Right.
And it may have never gotten to that point. You're just making wild assumptions, Linda.
I'm just making educated guesses based on being a woman.
You do have that experience that we are lacking.
Men are
Drunk.
dogs. It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
We are.
It's true.
It's true.
All right. Anyways,
I know
I
this.
think that the children and the neighbor are assholes.
Wow. So
Hey.
you went with it despite the all of your wild assumptions about the wife and the husband. And you're saying that the neighbor. Oh no, you said the neighbor is the asshole.
The neighbor's the asshole. I've been on that train this whole time,
Yeah.
and the kids, because if the kids didn't exist, they wouldn't have this problem in the first place.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, I'm with
makes it
Linda
simple.
on this. Like this husband guy, he is not the asshole. Although insecure and probably a little bit outside of the boundaries of like, bro, you could have handled this situation a lot better.
What situation though? He texted her Happy Valentine's Day.
But like, yeah, this guy is obviously a little bit out of line. Especially after everything they were saying, right? We're only getting one side of the story here. And like that's really the point of like this whole am I the asshole
Right.
subreddit is like, you know, we're only getting one side of the story. We never get the other side.
Obviously, I'm
And,
going to
like,
advocate or make it sound like I am not the asshole when I am
Right.
posting on here because I do not want to be the asshole.
It's clickbait. You want a response from people.
right.
When you're right.
I'm staking my gavel here is that, you know, the husband is not the asshole, which is the question. I don't think he's the asshole at all.
I think he's the asshole.
I think the neighbor guy
think he's the
and the kids also, because again,
Yeah,
just
if they
Selena's
weren't there, it
point,
would have
Fuck
never
kids.
happened.
Yeah.
Any kids listening, stop it. Or do. I don't know. I mean, wait, keep listening.
And okay, so we got two, and you're with me saying that he is the asshole.
I'm saying the wife is the asshole.
The wife is the asshole. Okay.
I mean, the wife is a bit of an asshole here, a little bit, yeah.
She's a tight, stuck-up asshole.
But the husband, I don't think is the asshole. I think he's getting dragged into something that the wife.
All the drama, yeah.
Say,
What does it
I
say?
say he is the asshole.
Okay.
I'm going with him that he's the asshole, and his wife, and the kids.
Fuck them all.
They're all the asshole.
They're all
Everyone in
assholes.
the-
I think the
Sorry.
bus stop is the asshole. The system.
Yeah, the bus driver. If my kids didn't have to go to school, none of this would have ever happened.
Damn you, society.
Those educated youth going to their failing school systems anyway. What's the point after all? Oh my god. All right, guys. Are we ready for another one?
Let's do it.
I feel
do
like
it.
we've reached a sound judgment on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beep boop boop. Beep boop boop.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop.
I'm gonna go with this one here. Am I the asshole for expecting my partner not to send roses to their ex for Valentine's Day?
Oof.
Last year was my first time I had ever received roses for Valentine's Day by my partner, who would tell me they were in love with me, tell me they were mine, and had my son ask me to be their wife. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh.
Fast forward a few months, and I find out they sent their ex roses, red ones, of course, for Valentine's Day. When I found out, I was exceptionally upset, but my partner accused me of overthinking it, said they would always love their ex, and I shouldn't feel threatened or insecure. They claim not to do insecurity, despite being an insecure and anxious person themselves. I do not know if the ex got a card with the ones they received, but I didn't with mine. Personally, I think that was to give them plausible deniability. They could claim they didn't send me anything or ask me to marry them because technically that's true. Am I the asshole for expecting that red roses are for the person you're in a relationship with?
First off.
Am I the asshole?
First off. Flowers, like, I don't know who started the whole flowers thing, but, like, at the end of the day, the color of flowers, like, listen, if you're in a committed relationship, you shouldn't be sending your ex any kind of present, like,
No,
any kind.
on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day,
nonetheless,
right?
Like,
See, I'm gonna go against the grain here with you guys.
Of course you would.
And say, like, it sounds to me like this ex is like an ex, maybe not ex-wife, but definitely ex-children's mother. And I think in situations like that, you still want to...
Wait, are there children involved?
Yeah.
There's children?
no,
Yeah,
the writer of the story has a child.
Oh.
Not-
Well, that changes. I guess
Yeah.
that changes things a little bit, because I felt like I was going to advocate that, like, having a good relationship with your...
Yeah, have my son. So it's the writer of the story's son.
Mm.
The woman.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to change...
Jumping on the conclusion
Are you
train over here.
retracting your previous statement?
I'm not retracting it yet, because I feel like
Rescind.
it's important that you have a good relationship with the mother or father of your child, and exceptional to show them...
We have no evidence
little
of
affection.
that is the mother of their
No,
child.
it's not the situation here, Celinda, at
Now,
all.
I have a question. What if this is, like, her first love, right? Or his first love?
His.
Yeah, it would be his first love. I mean, they do hold a special place in our heart. Let's be real.
Yeah,
like,
but
my first
sending them
love still-
flowers on Valentine's Day?
I mean,
What if they're like...
I don't
cool,
do
though?
insecurity, guys.
Oh my god.
What if they're cool, though? What if they're like, okay, we dated in high school, we've been friends for a long time, we kind of
Right.
send each other things on Valentine's Day still, because we still hold a special spot in their heart.
Maybe flowers are
Right.
an inside joke.
Red roses, particularly.
Red roses.
Who cares what color they are?
Right. I don't think...
First off, roses are very expensive.
They are very
Yeah.
Like, my pocketbook would not be able to take that. Like,
Yeah.
And if I'm in a committed relationship, that money is better used elsewhere. Like the bills, or for your child, or, you know, new school clothes, or like anything other than red roses for your ex. You
Right.
know? Like,
Right. That just seems weird to me. That's like when your partner is like constantly talking to their ex and they're like, oh, don't worry about it. And then you find out like 6 months later they've been cheating on you the whole time with that ex. Like that's the vibe that this situation is giving
Yeah,
me.
right.
Like, we're just friends.
See,
Why are you so insecure?
When I thought that the ex was the
Gaslight.
child,
Yeah.
was the baby's mom or mother or father, I kind of understood it was behind...
I would
Okay,
understand
with giving
that
the roses,
more, but that's not the vibe.
but that's not really what the situation.
Yeah.
So he's just
Really-
like sending flowers
Yeah.
to his ex, which
Really-
I feel like is not okay.
the flowers were sent to the ex, but
Yeah.
12 red flags were sent to the current.
Right, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And
We're
like
back to the
I
red flags.
understand like holding a special place in your heart for past relationships. Like I hold no grudge against this man for that. I wouldn't expect like a partner to just like if you were with somebody for a long time and you deeply love them and it didn't work out, like I understand. You're always going to love that person in a way and there's nothing wrong with that, but like Don't send them flowers on
You-
Valentine's.
Yeah, you don't
I
show
wonder-
that love by buying flowers.
I wonder if this person has pictures of this person.
Right, do they
in their
have like a
house.
little altar with candles?
I feel like I bet you there is one, but I bet you this guy doesn't even realize it. It's probably just like a picture of them with friends on the wall, and the X is in
It's
it.
one of them.
Right.
And he
yeah.
never really.
And he walks
questioned
by that picture every day, and he's
Yeah.
like,
He just looks at it longingly and sighs.
There they are on the beach again in my living room.
Yeah.
it. But
What a beautiful sunset that was. I wasn't there for that though.
yeah, honestly, I don't even like the exes being like like when people say like, oh, we're friends now with their ex. I'm always just like, you're still fucking them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's not
Let's
only
be real.
friends, but sending her gifts.
Right.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
You guys,
Red flags.
you guys
Red
realize that you aren't good in a couple, but you still bang sometimes, and that's
I mean,
I think that the writer of this in this situation is the asshole for even being in that relationship. Like, dude,
yeah. You should have
here's my
realized
take,
like-
your girl's been cheating on you. This whole
yeah.
time.
Sorry to say, bro.
stick with fuck buddies. You know, like why like still stick around with your ex if you're gonna like be with somebody else? Just
Yeah.
have a side person,
Right.
like who's not your ex, who's like obviously not.
First
like,
off, if
come
you're-
on, man.
If you're in a relationship, just like don't be in a relationship and do your thing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like if you want to be with multiple people or whatever, that's
Go
cool.
for it.
Go
Yeah.
for it. That's what you're about. Whatever. You know what I mean? As long as you're not hurting anybody, not hurting yourself, great. But when other people's feelings start getting involved in the situation, I feel like that's like not really acceptable or cool. Unless the other person's cool with it. If they're like open relationship,
true.
swingers or whatever, like yeah, go ahead.
Sure, but it's got to be consensual.
Yeah, but
when
on
there's-
all
it needs to be
ends.
consensual.
If there's a
Yeah.
proposal involved here, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
there's no need for that.
Yeah.
like we're all adults here, you know. Like let's chat it out. Like not post on Reddit and you know.
Right.
I'm disgruntled. Please validate my feelings. You know, like
Well, I feel like I would be disgruntled. If Celinda was sending roses to her ex, I'd probably be upset about it.
Right. As you should.
I would be upset for you both. Yeah.
And if I was sending roses to my ex, I would expect Celinda would probably be pretty pissed off as well.
I
Right.
would feel some type of way about it, yeah.
So this one's not as interesting because I thought that there was a child involved here.
Right.
There is.
There is
There is a
just
child.
her child, yeah.
Her child.
Yeah, so the child is probably still an asshole though.
Right.
Now I have a question. This was a man, right? The man was writing this.
No,
and
the woman was writing
The
this.
woman was writing this.
The man
but
is the one that sent flowers to his ex.
Okay.
And
So
the woman has the child.
And the woman has the child.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this dude is a straight up G. and has been playing both sides of the street on this.
Yeah.
He's got
Although I don't
two
condone
families.
it. I don't condone it.
You do respect it.
I do respect it. And like that's not a way to live. Because can you imagine this man's life?
Right.
That sounds awfully chaotic.
Walking
Trying to
on-
have
I feel like
two girlfriends.
Walking on eggshells all the time. What an asshole.
Yeah.
The only reason that she ever actually found out is because probably on accident. Like he probably sent it to his ex in secret, and she found out, and now
How
he had
did
to
she
explain
find
himself.
out?
Right,
I'm not
she didn't
sure.
say.
That's
She
the
didn't
thing
say
is
how
that
she
now he
found
probably
out.
has to explain himself.
'Cause the note, right?
Oh no,
No, she said she didn't get
she
a
didn't
card.
get a
with
card,
hers.
and I hope that the other person didn't.
Right.
Get a card.
Oh, how does she know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
she
it's
didn't say.
creepy.
She didn't say.
Oh,
Maybe.
they're the joint bank account. Duh.
Hey.
You
Probably,
dumbass.
yeah.
He probably saw it on the credit card statements or something like that.
Right.
But I feel like if you're looking at credit card statements or whatever through a joint bank account, I feel like you're probably a little creepy and a little worried about this.
might
Because
have
she's
been-
reviewing her bank statement. She's creepy for reviewing her bank statement.
What might have happened is they share a computer.
I'm just doing my personal accounting
I know.
at this point.
I
you
just-
know?
Sorry,
like,
sorry for being such a
responsible
creep.
See, I just spend money and hope there's enough in there. I never look at that. It's worked out okay. So I mean, there have been a few points where I thought I was gonna have to like sell my house and like all of my belongings and stuff to be able to live and buy food and whatnot.
Move to a Tibetan colony.
But for the most part, it's been okay so far. But
Well, I think she's not the asshole. That is the question here. Is the woman writing the story the asshole?
for being mad about sending
For
flowers to
being
the ex,
mad, yeah.
I feel like she's not the asshole. I feel like she might be a little bit creepy for however she managed to figure this out. Like, are you stalking your
There are lots of
boyfriend's
women
exes?
out there that do that. I bet you she's friends with the ex on social media, and the ex posted pictures of the flowers, and this girl saw that shit. I guarantee.
I feel like that-
I guarantee that's how she found out.
Social media, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Bringing drama to your lives.
That's probably how it happened, and I'm certain that a lot of women and men probably do that. But I feel like that is not a healthy behavior.
I didn't say it was healthy. I'm just saying the lots
Or
of women
good
do it.
behavior.
it's a logical assumption,
Right.
for
yeah.
sure.
I guarantee that's how she found out.
I would buy that.
Especially, like, she has to have been previously aware that her fiance has some weird relationship with the ex. She's probably constantly checking the ex's social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that checks out.
Yeah, insecurity again.
She doesn't really
ringing
say
true.
whether or not they hang out, though. Like, oh yeah, he goes to hang out with his ex every now
Right,
and then.
there's
or
a lot
whatever.
unsaid in this.
Yeah.
Man, the beautiful thing about, like, okay, so I've been in a 10-year relationship, right? Like, insecurities have gone out the window.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, thank God I'm secure enough not to have these problems,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Like, I am so grateful for that because, like, these people are living a life of debauchery and shame, and I'm over here just loving it. You know?
Yeah.
Right. We get to enjoy their suffering. We are making a podcast about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just about
They're
their.
the ones that put it on the internet. They put it on
Great
the
content.
Right.
Keep coming back, y'all.
Right. Keep coming back.
Yeah. Thank you Reddit and the people on it and the people on Am I the Asshole. We do appreciate you for giving us great content here.
Yeah.
You guys are the real winners.
Juicy
in this.
stuff here.
But I agree with Steve that I am very happy that I don't do any of this ridiculous things that I see on
Yeah,
here.
it's
And like
exhausting.
I've managed to somehow excommunicate myself from people that do that kind of stuff for the
Right,
most part.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to hear about a lot of my friends' drama and their exes doing weird shit or whatever, and I get to enjoy it at my leisure on
Right.
Right.
on Reddit.
Right.
Enjoy it in my leisure.
When
while I'm
I don't have to
sipping-
stir the pot anymore. I can just watch other people stir it on the internet.
Yeah.
But I would say that he is, or whoever wrote this is not the asshole.
Right. I agree.
The girlfriend is the asshole in this situation, but the writer is not the asshole.
No, the girl.
Or the
The
boyfriend.
girlfriend
I'm
is
sorry.
the
Yeah,
writer.
the
The
girlfriend.
boyfriend is the asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
This writer,
Don't send
she
roses
is
to your
not
fucking
the
ex.
asshole.
No, don't do that.
Unless it's your child's mom, and then I feel like
Right.
there's a little bit.
There's a little bit of wiggle room there.
There's a little bit of wiggle room, but
A
I would
little
still
bit.
probably advocate against it. But I do think that it's a good gesture to show that mom
Could
and
be
dad-
healthy.
A dozen
Could be helpful.
roses
Mom and dad
costs,
situation.
and I looked it up. An average dozen roses costs $68.
Yeah.
Right.
That money would be
$68.
better spent elsewhere.
On your girlfriend.
But it's important to show that you love, or you and your mom are still a team. You know,
Right.
show
Yeah,
your
if
kid
you're
that-
in a co-parent situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's the only way that it really becomes okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, it's still questionable.
I couldn't imagine any of my exes sending me roses.
Matt's had some good breakups. Clean, friendly breakups.
Right. Amicable. Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
friendly. That's good. I'm proud of you.
Do we want to do one more? or do
I think we got time. No, actually, I think that's all the time we got.
That's all the
guys.
time we got.
That's all the time we got for this episode.
What a great time.
This
That
has
was
been
super fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, I hope you guys all enjoyed this out there. Make sure you like, share, follow.
I'm gonna come prepared
Give us
next
a
time.
review on Facebook because we've never had one of those, and that would
Oh,
be
I already
cool
sent
to get.
one.
Well, Steve,
Got our first
Hey,
review.
we got our
There you
first
go.
review. You're our number one fan now. You've ousted our previous number one fan.
I have been your number one fan.
We knew Steve's been our low-key number one fan,
Now he's
Done.
high key.
but now he's high-key, and our other number one fan has moved to the low-key position.
Yeah, better get on it.
We love you guys. Hope you all enjoyed this. Have a great evening.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day, everybody. Good night.